Thunderbirds are go! Not quite, Damian.
Yeah, it is.
It was sort of. It was good.
Yeah.
It was recognisable.
Sort of, but not quite. That's what I'm getting at.
All right, Steve, what's your version?
Yeah, Steve, let's hear your version.
I'm not doing a version.
If you're so clever, go on, go on.
It's good.
That's Robin Hood.
Well, there's the music for the end of the episode sorted.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to What's Past His Podcast. I'm Steve.
I'm James.
I'm Damian.
And I'm Robert. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about everything that we've done since the last episode, which was quite a while ago. About a year. So, yeah, we've done plenty of things.
And if you enjoy this episode, why not hit like and subscribe?
And if you're listening to us on any other platform, please hit that follow button.
It feels like a long time since we did the last one of these.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, it was
about a year.
So I worked out before we started recording that I've done 3 productions since the last one of these. Don't know about you guys.
I think 2.
2, I think, yeah.
But you're about to do another one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we did, what did we do? We did Dream Academy.
We did?
Yeah.
Which was a Ucheldre rep, and that was in September?
I think so,
I
yeah.
think so, yeah.
It got pushed back, didn't it?
It
was
did,
going to
yes.
be in June or something.
Yeah, something like that, yeah, June or July.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, I don't remember much about that one. I know I was playing Robert.
But Robert's here in the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not
me,
Robert, but I was playing a Robert, not the Robert.
The Robert. I am the Robert.
Yeah, at least that show you didn't have to do it in your underwear.
Yeah, well, less said about that.
That was good. The audience enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I got wolf whistled 3 for 3.
Yeah.
Possibly ironically.
If you want to know more information about that, just listen to our last podcast about a year ago.
It was probably just his mother or his nan or something, really.
I think I told my mum not to come. Oh no, she did come. She did come to see it. I remember.
Oh yeah, I remember her being there. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember her disappointment and trauma.
I was looking who I played. I played Mr. Roberts, one of the teachers.
Oh, another Robert.
No, that was Mr. Roberts. One of the teachers. And then the set manager or whatever in the other part. And then there was a bit then where me and Mike did a bit of a comedy double acty thing. Bit of a, sort of a Morecambe and Wisey type dancey thing.
Oh, it was Laurel and Hardy, wasn't
Sorry,
it?
yeah, Laurel and Hardy, I mean, yeah. Wrong double act. Yeah, a Laurel and Hardy sort of double acty thing.
Yeah. Who was who again? I can't remember.
I was Hardy.
You were the tall one, weren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, you were the tall one, yeah.
I was Hardy, and Mike was Laurel.
And then I sung Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Yep. He certainly did.
In a dress, I think. Was it?
Yeah, was
Yes,
that like
we were,
the
yes.
was that like the second time you went drag or something in Ucheldre? Like,
oh, at least, yeah. Seems to be a bit of a running thing.
The thing was, though, that wasn't the original song he was supposed to sing. He changed it to that. So take from that what you want.
I can't remember what it was originally.
Oh, I can't.
I think it was some other pop song or something.
Yeah, probably one from the 70s or 80s or something, wasn't it?
Why was that changed? Are you trying to try and pick something that you all are familiar with? Or?
I think it was to make it funnier.
Oh, really? Uh-huh.
And it was a song that you knew or something like that, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, it wasn't that much time, so. And then I sung the brilliant "Don't Let Life Get You Down" from
Oh yeah.
That family favourite musical, Smike.
Honestly, I still can't find much about that musical. I remember searching for it the other day, and it's just very much a non-existent thing on the internet.
Yeah, my theory. So it's an adaptation of not David Copperfield.
I found what it was. It was "I Got You, Babe." You were supposed to sing, Sonny and Cher.
Oh yeah. I think we went for something slightly more modern.
Yeah.
Going off memory, I think it was something about a kid who was getting in trouble in school for daydreaming.
Yeah, and he fell asleep, and then the whole dreamer cabinet thing was a dream he had, because there was a school trip to a television studios, and he might not have been going on it because he was bad, and then he'd fallen asleep, and then he was dreaming about being in the television studio, and that some of the teachers then became the people within the studio, the presenters and things. And then he woke up.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Something along those lines. James played an older version of that character that fell asleep.
Yeah, that's right. The dream version.
The dream version, the adult version. No, that sounds wrong. Let me try that one again. Not an adult. No, hang on. Just the older version. We'll stick with the older version.
The adult dream version of. Oh no, that sounds worse.
Yeah. What makes it even more worse is there is a kind of stripper scene in the play.
Yeah, that was surreal.
Yeah.
Smike is a pop musical adaptation of a small part of Charles Dickens's Nicholas Nickleby, televised by the BBC in 1973. Starring Beryl Reid. My theory about it is that the film version of Oliver came out in like the late 60s and was a huge success, and then
Tom was in that, don't forget.
Oh yeah, of course he was, yeah. And I think someone thought, the musical version of Oliver Twist was a big success. Let's do an adaptation of a different Charles Dickens novel, and then wrote something that is of questionable quality by comparison. It includes "Don't Let Life Get You Down," which has the brilliant lyric, "Don't let life get you down, even though the world might let you down."
Yeah, I remember not liking that lyric, those set of lyrics. Just because it doesn't rhyme and it doesn't sound good.
Well, it's the worst kind of rhyme where it's just the same word repeated.
Yeah.
I couldn't. That's right. Yeah. The show was written in like the early 70s, but the soundtrack album was very obviously recorded in the 80s. Oh yeah, there we go. The complete score was re-recorded in 1983. Which you can tell by hearing it, because it's the most 80s sounding thing I've ever heard. In fact, the sort of opening, like the overture of it, sounds like the opening of like a cheesy 80s sitcom.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so the backing track was like so horribly dated, I ended up just recording my own version of it, and made a few rookie errors in it. I ended up recording it about 3 times, and it was a pain in the arse.
You weren't in that one, were you, Robert?
I wasn't in this one, no. So I don't really know much about it. I did attend some of the rehearsals.
Yeah.
But I wasn't involved with it. So
was that
were you filming some stuff as well? Behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, it was. Tom asked me to do like a behind the scenes thing, and I was going to do some bits like on the night the show as well. But the first time we meant to put it on, obviously it got cancelled and moved to some other point, but at that point I was away at that time, so couldn't do the filming that I was planning to do. So gonna have to
Make do.
make do. Yeah. But
It did get filmed though, didn't it? It was Peter filmed it, I think.
yeah, he filmed the show like he does. Yeah. So.
I mean, you also wasn't part of the next production, the King Arthur show, were you? Really?
Yeah, no, that was the Panther. It was the Panther. It was at Christmas. And you were busy with work, weren't you?
I think that was the reason, because Christmas is usually like a really, fun times at work. So, so yeah, really, it took a little bit of a time out from stage acting at the Ucheldre, really. So.
And now you're back.
Now back, yeah.
Yeah, how was King Arthur then? How did that go?
Oh, I think it went fine, really. It was quite fun panto. We had Peter, who played King Arthur.
Yes.
I played the Dame in a panto this time.
Yes,
so
he did.
so it's not a James playing a Dame this time.
It was Damian playing a Dame.
Dame Damian. Yeah, no, I was Dame Nimsy.
Oh, yeah.
And funny altercation on the last show, and I run with it throughout. There was two noisy kids in the front, and they saw me, and it's like, it's a man! And I'm like, I'm a lady! And throughout, they were always like, stop shouting! I'm like, I will shout whenever I like! And then throughout the whole show, I started picking on them, like, all the time. Everyone be noisy now, especially you two down there. You seem to be very noisy.
How many shows did you do of it?
3.
3, yeah. And the last one was pretty sold out, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I played the evil person, Mordred.
Oh, yes.
Although I was ill throughout the whole run of the show.
In typical Steve fashion, you're ill at least one production.
No, I've never been that ill before in my life.
Yeah, you pretty much looked like death.
I did, yeah. I was supposed to do an evil laugh, and I couldn't do it because my chest was bad, and I just couldn't get the laugh out. So,
But honestly, though, he held his own on the stage, even though he was dying.
well, I wasn't. Okay. I wasn't literally dying, but
Honestly, it really did look like it. You were so grey. It was so weird.
I still to this day don't know what was wrong with me. I know it wasn't COVID because I did test all throughout. That's as much as I do know.
Anyway, speaking of pantos, what about your one, James? How did your one go?
Yeah, well, we had illness problems as well. I was doing Dick Whittington in Beaumaris Leisure Centre, and it was a pretty stressful time because I was moving house, moved out of the house that I grew up in, and my mum was supposed to be buying a flat in Llandudno. And so we sold the house, moved out for what was supposed to be 2 weeks before moving into this flat. And the flat, it turned out that there was some dodgy stuff to do with land rent and stuff. Anyway, basically it fell through, and it ended up being like 4 months.
Wow.
Before moving into the new house, which is in Vellinhelly.
Oh, right.
And so it was quite stressful because we kind of moved into my aunt's house in Shropshire, and then so I was having to go from Shropshire to Holyhead and back, which is like maybe 2-hour drive each way for rehearsals, and then
Sorry, to Holyhead.
we were rehearsing in Holyhead.
Oh yeah.
And then we moved. We had to move out of there, so we went to like my mum's friend's house for like a couple of weeks, and then we had to go into like a holiday cottage, and then back to my aunt's for Christmas, and that. So it was just like this constantly moving around with like a car's load of possessions. So it was very stressful and intense, and
Costly.
I was quite and costly, and I was quite ill from just there was so much going on. So it wasn't a fun time, to be honest, but
No,
we got through it. It was one of those where we got through it and it was over.
It was an experience.
Yeah, it's always an experience, Panto, but it was this one was a particularly miserable one.
Yeah.
Who did you play in Dick Whittington, James?
I was the Dame as well.
Ah, there we go.
Of course.
I also did a couple of days covering for I shan't say which one, but one of the like sort of bigger professional pantos in North Wales, playing the guitar for basically a guy I know was playing the guitar for the show, but he had a couple of days he couldn't make it, so I just went in and covered just during like dress rehearsals and stuff. And despite the fact that was like a fairly big budget professional show, it was a complete shambles. I was there like I think less than a week before the show opened, and they'd been through 2 musical directors already, so they were on the 3rd musical director because the first one had quit, and then the replacement one had quit.
Wow.
So they got this guy that I also done a show with. Who was about, I think he was 21, and was the MD for this big show. But yeah, so the music was like the score was just completely wrong. Even though there were only 3 musicians. It was piano, guitar, and drums, and then a bunch of stuff on backing tracks. But it was nothing matched whatsoever. It was completely just an absolute like mess. And so everyone was tearing their hair out and getting quite annoyed, rightly so. But I think they pulled it together in the end. But yeah, it was literally I was there for like a dress rehearsal, and they were like choreographing dance routines on stage during the dress rehearsal. So, oh my god, it's like terrifying. I'm glad I'm only here for a couple of days.
Well, I was going to say at least it's a foot through another door for you, but if it's that terrible, then maybe not.
Yeah, I mean it was a interesting experience, at least. But I also played guitar for a production of Grease in Venue Cymru in the summer of last year, which was fun and very, very easy.
Fair enough.
It's one of those. It was like, I can't believe I'm getting paid for this. This is like the easiest gig ever. Weirdly enough, the scores so with Grease, there's like the show, but then there's like 2 or 3 songs from the film that weren't originally in the show, but they're like some of the big famous songs, so you have to pay for a separate license to use those, because it would be weird if you didn't have You're the One That I Want and Hopelessly Devoted to You and stuff. And weirdly, even though it's like the biggest musical in the world, or one of the biggest musicals in the world, the scores for those 3 extra songs are really badly written and have loads of errors in them, which is weird, because you'd think they'd have that right, but
You think so?
apparently not. So basically, if you're ever playing in a pit band for a show, you spend most of the rehearsal time trying to fix the errors that shouldn't exist. And I also did, sorry to keep blathering on, but I did a play in Theatre Clwyd in November, a play called Offa's Dyke.
Oh, right.
So an original play, and I did the music for it, and it had songs in it as well. It wasn't a musical, it was a play with songs, which is a completely different thing.
Right, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it was live band, and we were like part of the action.
Oh.
So I had I was leading the band and played some songs on my own, and it was all live and all acoustic and stuff. And that was a really good experience, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And we sold like 3 times as many tickets as we were hoping to sell, which was awesome.
Nice.
Good.
So yeah, so that was really good.
Is that something you're hoping to do again then?
Yeah, the same company are doing Winter's Tale in, I think, October. So I'm doing music for that, and I think there's some live music as well that I'll be there for. So I'll be on stage again, which would be really cool.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it was it's Winter's Tale set. If you know the play, it's like there's like a big time jump in the middle, halfway through. So this version is set. The first half is set pre-First World War, and the second half is set after the First World War. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. I think that's the only show I've got on this year actually.
And when's that on? Do you say?
I think it's October. Hang on. If you let me look it up, I'll do a shameful plug.
Nothing changes.
It's the podcast, Steve. We got to keep the same old traditions.
Yeah. As you know by now, James loves his plugs, especially the shameful ones.
Also, when I was doing the one in November, my car broke down on the dress rehearsal day, I think it was. It was like, yeah, I was driving there, and my car, every time I was pressing the brakes, the car was making this horrible noise. I was like, why does this have to happen? It's like the worst possible time for it to happen. Something like that always happens. But yeah, Winter's Tale is 18th to the 21st of October, with a Saturday matinee, and the other shows are at 7. So yeah, there you go. And you guys did a murder mystery?
Oh, we did, yes.
Yeah.
That was for, we did that for Halloween style, what it was, because it was, well, that time of year. It was in Bennett, and it was for cancer research as a charity.
And yeah, we definitely had a fair bit of trouble with that.
We did, yes, we did.
Unfortunately, 2 of the actors couldn't make it in the very end for various reasons.
No.
And so me and Steve decided to not look at lines, but trying to find some actors to replace these roles.
Yes.
And within the last week, we finally managed to get a couple of actors. One of the actors was one of the organisers of the event's mother.
Yeah, it was.
And so she was there with us. And another actress from Chemice was also there with us as well, who she does pantomimes in Chemice.
She does.
And yeah, so we've only had 1 day of rehearsal, and that's like literally an hour's rehearsal. And that was it. So we all decided to just have our lines with us on the day in front of everyone. So we all had ideas of putting the script within various pieces like books. You had yours in a book, didn't you, Steve?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a journal, because my character was like a mad scientist type, so it was like a journal of his.
My character was basically Dracula with but really nerdy and has got a massive lisp. Yes. So I just put my script inside a comic. So
Nice.
Yeah, when it came to it, we were all all just doing our lines in front of everyone. Like the first like 15 minutes was feeling dreadful, like this is just gonna blow out. But then we all started making fun of the fact that we've all got our scripts in front of us.
Yeah.
And we're gonna bring the audience in on this too. For example, I had a lisp, so I had to talk like this with fangs in my mouth, and it was horrible. Like I was drooling throughout the whole thing. But so I said to someone, "Sorry, mate, can you just read my line for me? Thank you." And yeah, it's got the audience involved in the fact that we didn't know our lines and had to read it off the script, and it ended up being the most hilarious thing.
It did. Yeah,
So,
they raised quite a bit of money, I think, if I remember correctly.
Oh, for cancer research?
Yeah,
Wasn't it in the thousands or something?
I think it was.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
How did this come about? I didn't know you did this.
How did it come about, Steve?
Somebody I think we'd done a murder mystery for him before.
As part of Anvil Productions, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was, yes. Because I knew them anyway through something else. One of them got in touch with me because they knew I was part of an acting group and they remembered me from doing that previous murder mystery evening for them and asked if we could do one for them for Halloween.
But you got through it.
Yeah, we did. We got through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ended up being a good night, actually. A good laugh.
We had a few people were starting to pay for some Guinnesses as well.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had quite a few pints of Guinness that night.
Yeah.
I went home tipsy as hell.
Yeah.
I've still not done a murder mystery. I'd quite like to do one at some point.
Yeah.
So I wrote one. We were supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Back in 2020, and I think for some reason it didn't happen. I can't really remember why, but yeah, I think there was something happened in 2020 that kind of put the kibosh on that. But
yeah. When was that one set? Was that set in the 20s? Do you remember, James?
No, it was set, Second World War. It was set.
Oh, 40s. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I might try and dig the script out for that one. I don't remember. I don't remember much about it. So
Speaking of digging up old scripts, the other day I managed to find Welcome to Purgatory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the play that I kind of wrote with you in mind of being death.
Oh, yes.
James being a guy, like a really political, kind of like stuck-up guy. Sorry, James, not typecast.
A politician, you know.
Yeah. And I forgot what else now, but it was a short, 10-minute, one-act play.
Yeah.
We should definitely do it at some point,
Yeah,
either on this podcast or find a way to fit it in Ucheldre or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good.
yeah, that'd be good. Could do it as a radio play.
Yes.
Yeah, it would do well as a radio play. Just a few slight modifications, be fine.
Talking of which, I also did radio panto for Morn FM again last year. Rumpelstiltskin. That was quite fun. Just because the panto at Christmas wasn't stressful enough, I also had to wrote it in about 2 days or something, in just this mad panic because it was I have to get this done. Because I think I contacted them way in advance and sort of said, do you want us to do radio play again? I didn't hear back, so I assumed they were didn't want us to do it. And then I think they got in touch in last week of November, and they were like, "Oh, are you doing this radio panto?" I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll record it next week. And then it was just frantically typed. So it went to some slightly surreal places towards the end. But yeah, that was.
I think we need to create some sort of backlog of stuff. If someone threw something at you at last moment saying, "Let's do a radio panto," you can just go, "Yep, I've got one right here."
Yeah. That would have been a good idea. I think maybe
hindsight's 2020. So
yeah, I think maybe this year I'll try and do it in July. But I was editing it in this tiny holiday cottage that we're staying in whilst moving house. It was so small that the only place I could set my computer up was on the kitchen table. It wasn't even table, kitchen counter. In a really echoey kitchen on the 15th of December or something like that. It was just get it done, send it off. I had to do the trailer for it, and I was literally there in the middle of the night on the 22nd of December or something with my microphone going, "This Christmas," and I was like, okay, done, send it off. And then the next day we're listening to the radio. No, it was 23rd of December I did that, And then Christmas Eve, driving to family's house for Christmas, and switched the radio on, and it's like, and they played it, and it was like, yeah, that's really weird because I recorded that at like 3 a.m. last night. Yeah, it was very, very strange, but it was nice because we recorded it in their studio in Llangefni, which was nice and a lot easier than recording it remotely because the entire process took like an hour and a half.
I remember for Jack and a Beanstalk, doing it remotely was just a nightmare for you, really.
Yeah, just having to cut up all those different audio files and match the levels and try and make them sound the same and everything. Yeah, it took a lot more time and effort than this. But yeah, it was, and the sound quality is just better, obviously, if you're in like a
studio, yeah. And the mic would the quality would be consistent as well because everyone's got different mics.
Yeah, and it's soundproofed as well, so
yeah,
no editing out like police sirens and stuff. Yeah, has anyone else had any other creative projects going on?
Not necessarily, really.
No.
Can't think of anything. You?
I think you've just gone through them all.
Yeah. I've just been working on the album that I'm recording with my band. That's been like the main thing I've been doing last 6 months or something.
Is that another shameful plug, James?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, thanks, Steve. Yeah. It's so we got a single coming out in a couple of weeks. Yeah, we also did a gig that we live streamed on YouTube, which you can watch. I'll link in the description. But yeah, that's about it from me.
Yeah, what have we got for the future?
Winter's Tale. That I've already said. I think the Drama Society here that I've done a few shows with are doing a Scottish play in the autumn, I think. So I might do some music for that.
Is Damian's favourite actor playing the main character again?
Yeah, I was going to say they better at least get that main part correct.
Yeah, with the Ucheldre rep, there was talk of one in August, which is Ladies' Day Down Under or something like that. Which is a sequel to one that some of them did a couple of years ago or a few years ago, where it's mainly a female-led cast, and then there's just the little male role in it.
Yeah, and I've heard rumours in that show that they want me in drag.
Yeah.
So it's not just James being typecast now. They were like, Damian, you've done drag now. You can do it.
There's apparently 2 male characters in drag in it. From my understanding, I think is you and Andy, I believe.
We can make
I don't know if that's right. Or maybe it's you and Rob. I don't know.
Go on, Rob. You can do it.
It's the first I've heard of it.
And then there's another one supposedly in October, I think. There's one that Lynn Jones, who works in the Ucheldre Centre, she's suggested. I think she'll be directing that one. I can't remember what that one is, but that one's again predominantly female, and there's one male. And
there is also talks. We don't know what it is going to be just yet, but there's talks of doing another panto.
Yes, there is. Yes.
And I already told Karen, if you wanted me to be a dame in a panto again, I'm happy to.
Yeah.
Because it was absolutely fun just going back and forth between the kids. That was hilarious. And I'll do it again.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun going back and forth with the people in the audience as well when I was playing the bad guy, the baddie. Mordred, that's it. I forgot who I was then. I played Mordred, that's it, like I said earlier. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. There was a lot of people shouting from the audience. It was fun, actually, playing a bad guy, playing a villain. I'd have to do that again.
So not a bad guy who in Act 2 is actually good?
No. Wait, I wasn't good in that too.
No, you wasn't, no. More referencing Goosey Goblin.
Oh, yes, the character you played. Yeah.
Panto long ago.
Yes.
I remember absolutely nothing about that show. I know I was in it.
Yeah, you were, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was my usual character of policeman.
You're very good at it.
I've still got the picture of you and Jacob actually on stage talking to each other.
Oh.
Somewhere in my apartment somewhere.
He means James, not me or Rob.
Yeah,
he means
James, yeah.
Oh, I had a message from Jacob actually a few weeks ago.
Oh, how is he?
Yeah, I think he's doing well. He's at drama school in Plymouth.
All right.
But he sent me a message because he is, I think, thinking of doing something or other with how to build a wall.
Mm.
All right.
So he sent me a message just saying, "Oh, do you mind is it right if we do this?" I was like, "Yeah, go for it." I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. And he never replies to messages. But yeah, he seems to be doing good, which is good.
Fair enough.
Good.
So you've got a show coming up next week,
Yeah,
and all three of you are in that.
Yes.
we are.
So what's it about? I know it's something to do with Stonehenge.
I thought we weren't going to talk about this one, lads.
Go on.
Rob,
No, I'm
Rob,
okay.
we're tagging you in.
No, I'm okay.
No, it's set in stone. You're tagged in now. You're legal.
to
There
speak.
you are. You go.
It's called Roy Brown Reclaiming Stonehenge by Derek Webb.
Yep. Not Dark Web, Derek Webb.
No, not Dark Web, no.
Dark Web's a completely different thing. That probably might have improved the play.
It's about a group who wants to bring the Stonehenge back to Wales. Well, it starts off like Roy Brown's idea.
Yeah, he has this bright idea of bringing Stonehenge back to Wales.
Yeah,
That's where the Bluestones originally came from.
yeah.
And then he gets a few other people involved, and then, well, yeah.
Yeah.
So is it a comedy?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be. There's a.
It's supposed to be.
It's got comedy elements to it.
It's got comedy elements, but it's not really a comedy. But it is a comedy.
It's classed as a comedy, but
Yeah.
It's really up to us actors to make it funny. I think, like, if I was directing it, I would have just said to the actors, just go panto.
Well, sounds like you'll have fun doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we will.
Well, we'll have to do an episode in a few weeks and post-mortem.
Yeah. Dissect the play.
Autopsy, that's the word.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I found the murder mystery one that you wrote, James.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking for it. It's called Careless Talk Costs Lives. A 1940s murder mystery. Oops. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was quite crude, if I remember right.
Yes. I mean, I'll just name a couple of the characters so you can have an idea. Frida Melons. Hands on my cock.
Oh, that's the old classic. Yeah.
Annie Position. And then Detective Inspector Harry Ascrack,
I'm surprised
amongst others.
I'm surprised you didn't go Richard Dick Handler again.
Well, you do have a private Dick Smeller. Not Richard Smeller, if you prefer.
And your character is...
Holden Sachs. And there's Chastity Belt as well. That's all the characters. Actually, looking at it, because that's got things to do with the RAF in it, but the one that we're asked to do, which I'm looking into, is hang on, it's again for charity in RAF Valley of all places. It's for the it's in RAF Valley. It's for the Benevolent Fund and Soldiers Charity. So that one there, which has got references to RAF and things like that, might actually fit quite well.
Well, if you want to use it, go ahead.
Thank you, James. That's all recorded now, everybody.
Yeah, it's all recorded. Well, Steve, we've only got our recording. We haven't got James's.
Fair point. For our recording, James just given his permission to use that script.
I don't know if that will hold up in court.
So, seeing that we haven't done a quiz in just under a year, I'm going to do one for this episode. So, it's going to be 5 questions, multiple choice. So, question 1 is, which murder mystery play by Agatha Christie has been running in West End theatre since 1952, making it the longest running play in the UK? Is it A, Witness for the Prosecution, B, The Mousetrap, or C, Appointments with Death?
I did Witness for the Prosecution a few years ago.
Lovely.
Yeah, just thought you'd like to know.
I'm glad these are multiple choice questions because I was already starting to panic. So there's a 1 in 3 chance of you getting each question right.
Yeah. Okay, question 2. In addition to theatrical performances, the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield also hosts Witt's prestigious sporting event each year. Is it
to know this?
Yes. Is it A, World Snooker Championship, B, World Chess Championship, or C, League of Legends World Championship?
I went to the Crucible the other week, actually. Yeah. Just thought you'd like to know.
I'd like to know all of these
Are you going to do this for every question, James?
Well, only if there's something tangentially related. Okay, yeah, sorry, carry on.
Okay. Question 3. Founded in 1883, which famous theatrical club at the University of Cambridge boasts members such as John Cleese, Oliver Coleman, and David Baddiel? Is it A, Starlights, B, Footlights, or C, Silver Lightning?
Did you mean Olivia Colman?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
What did I say?
Oliver Coleman.
Oh, yeah, I said Oliver. Sorry, I read that as Oliver. Olivia. Sorry.
Sorry, Olivia, if you're listening.
Don't you mean Oliver?
No, I literally saw Oliver on the screen. I didn't. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Question 4. The song Big Spender is featured in which musical? A, Mary Poppins, B, Hamilton, or C, Sweet Charity? Last question, number 5. What do we call the outer view area on a stage that is on the sides of the acting area? A, the auditorium, B, the wing, C, the grid. Okay, so answer to question 1, which was about the murder and mystery play by Agatha Christie. The answer was B, The Mousetrap. Okay. Answer to question 2, which was about the Crucible Theatre. The answer to that was A, World Snooker Championship.
The snooker was on a couple of months ago at the Crucible, and there was something in the news because someone, like a protester, rushed, went onto the table and poured orange paint on it or something.
Yeah,
Orange powder,
powdery stuff. Yeah.
Orange powder. Anyway, I went to see a play there the next day, and there were police all round outside of the theatre because they were clearly paranoid that someone was going to do the same thing again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought, they're not going to let me in. I gotta check my bag. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
That's okay.
How do you find all the chocolate that you've got hidden in there anyway?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Rob. The
That's okay.
answers to the questions.
That's okay. So the answer to question 3, which is about the theatrical club at the University of Cambridge, was B, Footlights.
I'm going to have to say it, lads. I think I'm today's big loser.
There's still 2 more. There's still 2 more.
Yeah.
Okay. All set for answer to question 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the answer to question 4, which is about the song Big Spender, the answer to that was C, Sweet Charity.
Process of elimination, though.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was for me too.
For me as well. I've not watched Hamilton, but I'm like, yeah, it's not that one.
So the answer to the last question, question 5, which was about the acting area, which is B, The Win. So fairly straightforward process of elimination on some questions, really. So not too difficult.
So how did you do, James?
I got 5 out of 5.
Damian?
I got 3 out of 5,
I also got 5 out of 5.
which makes me...
Yes. So you can prepare
Today's-
the next time's questions. Because you're the loser.
Do you guys
Don't
want
sound
to?
so pleased about it, Damian.
Do you guys want a head-to-head question?
If you want.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Yeah, let's see. Let's have a proper winner of it.
Head-to-head question is: which show opened and closed on the same night, making it the shortest run in the history of the West End Theatre? The Intimate Revenue, The Woman in Black, The Lion King.
The first one, the Intimate
Hey.
Review.
Oof.
Your answer's locked in.
It was A, yes.
Yay!
Given
Steve.
the other 2 answers, it was a bit obvious.
Yay! Steve won.
Was
Clap,
it
clap, clap.
Thanks, Damian. Very enthusiastic of you.
I'm just thinking, how am I going to edit this later on? Video edit.
Oh,
Well, thanks for that, Rob.
thank you, Rob.
Yeah,
No
thank you,
problem.
Rob.
No problem.
Ta-ra! And that noise means we've sadly come to the end of the episode. If you've liked what you've heard, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.
And this podcast is also available on a number of streaming platforms. Why not check us out on Castbox? What the hell is Castbox?
Yeah, but
Our voices are on it.
as far as I checked, there still are, yeah. Don't forget to check the description for our other channels and websites. And on that note, it's a hasta la vista, baby, from me.
And it's a smoke me a kipper, I'll be home for breakfast from me.
Git!
Was that going to be yours?
And it's a adios amigos from me.
And it's a ciao for now, wow, from me. And wow, it's been a while since the last episode. And I think I said that at the end of the last episode. So let's try not for it to be a while again. Shall we? Do we all agree? Yes, we agree. James is going to pick something to play us out of this episode. Thank you for watching and joining in. Till next time, goodbye.
Hi, James here. Just cutting in to say that the music that I've chosen for the end of the episode is something I'd actually forgotten about. It's just a kind of rough sketch demo of a song from the Offa's Dyke play, with lyrics by Mike Stevens, who wrote the play, and very beautiful lyrics they are as well. And yeah, this song was, in the end, was split into two halves, the latter of which was used at the end of Act 1 of the play, going into the interval, as the characters hiking off as Dyke turn off the lights and go to bed, and just ends on this kind of quite plaintive, quiet moment. And I play a kind of smoky, kind of jazzy, late night kind of clarinet solo, which was really fun. So yeah, hope you enjoy. Morning dew, what will you bring? Morning dew, what will you bring? Tomorrow the sun that embraces you scorches you, leaving no traces. Morning dew, where are you? Where? Morning dew, where are you? Where? Weep now, weep for the morning. Weep now, weep now. Lullaby, what shall I sing? Lullaby, what shall I sing? The touch of my fingers replaces the darkness dividing our faces. Lullaby, here am I, here. Lullaby, here am I, here. Sleep now, sleep till the morning. Sleep now, sleep now. The touch of my fingers replaces the darkness dividing our faces. Lullaby, here am I.